Hi guys, can you see me? Can you hear me? All of you? Hello, 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 hello. I can't see myself live as of yet. Hi Muskan Kumari, hello, welcome to the session. Am I live? Okay, perfect. I think I'm live. Yes. Hi Nav. Oh, now only wait. Hi, hello. Welcome to the session. Okay, so hi guys, hello, welcome to the session. I am Bhavana Bisht and this is me live, absolutely. Where I am taking your chapter, How Do Organisms Reproduce? And today, if I'm not wrong, we are on the fourth session of this chapter, where we are doing the last and the final part of this chapter, and that is menstruation and reproductive health. And tomorrow at 3 p.m., we are going to have a Menti quiz. That's right, tomorrow we'll be having a Menti quiz on the same topic, that is the entire chapter of how do organisms reproduce. Okay. So let me quickly introduce myself. Hi everybody, I am Bhavana Bisht. I am a plus educator on Unacademy where I teach physics, chemistry and biology. That is basically all of your science, right? And also if you want more regular updates regarding when and where I'm taking my sessions, you can follow me on the Telegram channel, which is right there on your screen, as you can see. Yes, and moving on. You can also catch me live on Unacademy free live class feature. That is absolutely correct. You don't have to pay, you don't have to do anything. You can catch me live there. You can chat, you can ask me questions, and the best part is you can compete. You can compete with your friends, you can compete with anybody and everybody, and you might also land up having a certificate. That's right, and that is exactly what we are doing in the last days of February. You heard me correct. So every day I take a session. I take a session every day at 7 p.m. on the free live class. So you can catch me there. Okay. I'm so sorry. My writing pad is kind of not working. Just give me a second. Hi Harshit. Hello. Welcome to the session. Yes, now it's working. So you can catch me at 7 p.m. Okay. On the Unacademy app. So all you have to do is download it, and you might also get certificates because we are having just poll sessions. Today also we have 2 poll sessions, so you can join me there. One actually. Hi Harshit, hello, welcome to the session. Yes, welcome to the class. And let's see, what exactly are we going to do today? So we are going to quickly revise the female reproductive system. So once we are done with the revision, so as we have an idea that what are the parts, what do they function as, and then we'll move on to menstruation, and then we'll be moving on to the reproductive health. Okay, so reproductive health of both male and female will be treated as a priority. Now let's begin with the sexual reproduction. Now everybody remembers that sexual reproduction involves 2 individuals, a male individual, right, and a female individual. Perfect, absolutely. The male individual, let's take example of humans only over here, because in today's session we'll be just dealing with humans. The male individual gives the male gamete, that in case of humans is the sperm, right? And in case of the female, it is ova, also called as the egg, also called as the ovum, right? Now the sperms, the ovum, all of these are what? These are gametes, and gametes are gametes are what? Gametes are haploid in nature. That is absolutely correct. They are haploid in nature. That is, they have just n number of chromosomes. So when the sperm and the ova fuse together, that gives rise to zygote, which is a unicellular structure, right? And this zygote has to go, remember, this zygote has to go from the fallopian tube to the uterus to get embedded in the uterus, right? Now let me take you to that. Yes, so you see, remember, which is the best site for fertilization? Come on, fast. Hi Shrey, yes, that's right. Come on, come on. That's right, Shrey. That's right, absolutely correct. Who can tell me the best site for fertilization in the chat section? Anybody? Nobody? Oviduct, absolutely correct. So in the oviduct, the fertilization is taking place. Let's say over here the fertilization took place. Okay, done. ये श्रेय और हर्षित तुम दोनों का ना एकदम ना डीपी ना एकदम ग्रीन ग्रीन है. So both of them kind of look the same. Okay, so now over here we have the zygote, right? Now remember, the zygote has to travel this much to come and get embedded in the innermost lining of the uterus, that is in the endometrium, right? मतलब उसको इतना भी travel करके आना है, yes? तो क्या अभी वो बस ऐसे ही बड़ा पड़ा रहेगा, वो बस zygote बन के ही आएगा, yes? And then it will be like हाँ फिर मैं divide करूँगा, फिर आराम से चाय कॉफी का break लूँगा, फिर मैं fetus बनूँगा. Does that happen? No. As soon as zygote is formed, उसके अंदर divisions शुरू हो जाते हैं. क्या हो जाते हैं? Divisions शुरू हो जाते हैं. And these divisions give rise to the formation of something called as embryo, right? So अब division हो गए, मतलब क्या? Now embryo is multicellular. Okay, now embryo हो गया, embryo is there embedded, yes, embedded in the endometrium. That is absolutely correct. Then what happens? Then it grows and grows and grows. Then when it starts to resemble, it starts to look like a human, that is when it is termed as something called as fetus. Okay? So this is how the entire journey of a baby is going to look like, right? So let's see. So in the female reproductive system, okay? चलो देखते हैं. Shrey, there is not exactly a site for embryo formation. Yes, as you saw, I just explained. I hope that was helpful. Okay, so we have a pair of ovaries, right? Ovary consists of the ovum, the egg, whatever you want to call it. But you tell me, does ovary also secrete any hormones? Yes, does it play a very active role in the secretion of hormones? Come on. That's right. Ovary plays a very, very important role in the secretion of the hormone estrogen and then later progesterone, right? So ये दोनों hormone कहाँ से आते हैं? Ovary से आते हैं. Absolutely correct. Harshad Gotwal, in 10th standard CBSE, you don't have much about fimbriae, so we are not going to touch on it exactly. But you know where the funnel shaped structure of the oviduct is there. That is where you have finger-like structures which are called as fimbriae. Okay. Hi Sheila, hello, welcome to the session. Yes. So now अगर fertilization हुआ तो क्या होगा? अगर fertilization हुआ तो वो जो embryo है वो आके endometrium में embed हो जाएगा, वहाँ पे nutrition लेगा, and that is where it is going to grow up, right? Yes. So let's see, what do ovaries do? Ovaries produce ova or eggs. What do fallopian tubes do? Fallopian tubes carry ovum to the uterus, right? And what do uterus do? Uterus holds the developing embryo. वो उसको तब तक रखता है अपने पास जब तक कि embryo बड़ा बन जाता है, fetus बन जाता है, and then finally it is delivered through the vagina, right? But क्या vagina का काम सिर्फ delivering of baby है? नहीं. This is also the place through which the sperms enter the female reproductive tract, right? Yes, so this is where the sperms are deposited. Through there they travel through the cervix into the uterus and then into the fallopian tube where they might carry out the fertilization. Okay, any fallopian tube they might enter and it is on their luck कि कौन सा side कौन सा fallopian tube में उनको egg मिलेगा for fertilization. Okay. Yes, womb means uterus. That is absolutely correct. Okay. Now this is a gif of fertilization. You can see how the sperm is entering and is going into the oviduct and fertilizing the egg, and the egg is getting embedded in the uterus. Clear? ठीक है, यहाँ तक किसी को डाउट है? Also, guys, if you want sessions like these, please let me know, and do not forget to share this with your friends. Uterus को ही womb बोलते हैं बच्चा. Yes. Okay. Now let's see. अरे. Okay. अभी fertilization हो गया. Yes. Shreya, we will discuss more in detail about endometrium. Just listen to the session, and then automatically all your questions will be answered. If they are not, then you can ask me the question again. Okay? चलो, अभी देखो, अभी क्या हो गया? Fertilization हो गया. अभी fertilization हो गया तो फिर क्या होगा? Right? So remember, the embryo was did what? It got embedded in the endometrium, that is the innermost lining of the uterus. Right? फिर वो बड़ा होता है. Now the endometrium has a lot of blood vessels. ठीक है? Nutrition, exchange of gases, सब कुछ उधर से हो रहा है. But जैसे जैसे embryo is getting big, now his needs cannot be filled by the endometrium alone, right? It cannot be. So क्या होता है? Endometrium में ही एक नया disc-like structure उसको replace करता है. Yes, and that disc-like structure is called as the placenta. What is that called as? What is the disc-like structure called as? The disc-like structure is called as the placenta. Can you see this structure right here? ये red or purple blue color जो represent कर रहा है. Yes, this is the placenta. Okay. Yes. Now what are the functions of placenta? First of all, it looks disc-like. एक disc जैसा structure होता है. Yes, and then as you can see, it is carrying the red blood to the baby. Yes, and as we are already eating food, right? It's a mother, right? She's eating food, she's breathing. तो क्या होता है? Yes, your blood is getting the oxygen, your blood is getting the nutrients. Absolutely correct. तो क्या होता है फिर? Yes, so the same nice oxygenated blood with rich nutrition comes into the placenta, and from there it goes into the baby. Yes, a placenta or fetus के बीच में there is a connection. Do you know what is the connection? Yes, how exactly the blood travels from the placenta to the baby? Okay, how many of you just look at your stomach? Okay, your stomach में देखो आपका एक hole जैसा structure है. Can you see the hole, which you also call it as the navel? Yes, पता है आपको navel क्यों है? Because that is a proof of the connection between the placenta and the baby. That's right, you were a baby once, right? So placenta or baby के बीच में there is something called as the umbilical cord. What is there? There is something called as the umbilical cord, and umbilical cord से ही the nice oxygenated nutrient rich blood enters the baby. Yes, अब baby आया है तो baby is like, अरे तुम इतना मेहनत करके खून पानी ऐसा मस्त एकदम फ्रेश न्यूट्रिशन लेके आए हो, तो ये जो मैंने जो एक्सक्रीट आई हैव जस्ट प्रोड्यूस सम डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड एंड थोड़ा वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स भी क्रिएट हो गया है, ये भी अपने साथ लेके चले जाना. अभी मैं इधर पे बाथरूम तो जा नहीं सकता. So the same umbilical cord now carries away the deoxygenated blood along with the waste products from the embryo, the fetus, into the placenta, और फिर placenta से वो मम्मी के blood के साथ mix हो जाता है and फिर वो kidney और lungs में जाके filter हो जाता है. Is that clear? Do we all understand what exactly is happening over here? Thank you, Shri. Thank you so much. Yes. Guys, whatever your doubts are, I will try to answer towards the end of the session, okay? Otherwise, it will disrupt the flow of the class. Now, अब ये तो हो गया कि क्या होगा when? क्या होगा when? What is going to happen? When the reproduction is going to happen, right? And fertilization भी हो जाएगा, ठीक है? So now remember, now look at me, guys. Now look at me. Very important, yes? So now, in the female body, when the egg is released, okay, when the egg is released, it has two options, okay? Yes, when the egg is released, it has two options. Either to get fertilized, okay, this is the primary option, either to get fertilized. अगर fertilized हो गया तो फिर there will be a baby, and the baby will be there inside the mother's womb for how many time? for average of 9 months. ठीक है? So this average of 9 months, ये जितने महीने a baby stays inside the mother's womb, that 9 months is called as the gestation period. What is that called as? Those 9 months. Yes, the 9 months, the baby which lives inside the mother's body is called as the gestation period. Okay? Yes. Now, fertilization हो गया तो बेबी का 9 months के लिए the mother will be gestated, gestation period हो गया. But what if the sperms never enter the body? What if the fertilization never happened? Then what is going to happen? What is going to happen of the released egg? What is going to happen of the endometrium lining which has thickened itself कि आया मेरा fertilized embryo आएगा, मेरे अंदर embed होगा, फिर बच्चा आएगा. Yes, then what is going to happen to all of that? Yes. So if fertilization does not happen, then it leads to something called as menstruation, which in regular terms you might have also heard as periods. Yes. They are also called as chums. There are many slang languages that you will find so as how you can, just say periods out loud. But menstruation periods, they are synonymous. Okay. Hi Tanu Sharma, hello, welcome to the session. Okay, now do we understand this basic part? If the egg meets with the sperms, then what is going to happen? Fertilization is going to happen. If no sperms, then what is going to happen? Menstruation, that is periods. Is that clear to everybody? Cool. Hi NGO, hello, welcome to the session. Okay, now let's look at what exactly happened when we talk about menstruation. Okay, now to understand that, listen to me. Okay, yes Tanu, I might. Okay, so now when the egg, okay, everybody pay attention, when the egg is released from the ovary into the fallopian tube, do you know what is this called as? When the egg is released into the fallopian tube through the ovary, what is it called as? Chalo, fatavat. Yes, I'm good Tanu, how are you? It is called as ovulation. What is it called as? It is called as ovulation. ठीक है? And जैसे ही ovulation होता है, then what happens? Ovary, before ovulation only, जब ना वो जो follicle था, जब वो mature हो रहा था to become a full blown egg, तभी ही जो mature follicle है ना, वो uterus को signal दे देता है. ठीक है? For example, imagine it like कि आपके घर पे मेहमान आने वाले हैं, right? So sometimes some of them actually call and come, right? Some of them like to give surprises, that's okay. But some of them will be like, अरे ओ माता जी, अरे हाँ बहुत टाइम हो गया मिले हुए, हम आ रहे हैं, हमारे लिए तैयारी करके रखना जी. So you know what to get. You know to get good day biscuits and some cold drinks and some aloo bhujia, right? Similarly, when the mature follicle from the ovary sends signal to the uterus कि hello, soon the ovulation is going to happen, तो जो uterus का innermost layer है ना, the innermost lining, that starts to thicken up. That starts to what? That starts to thicken up. कौन thicken होने लगता है? The endometrium. When the mature follicle, जो अभी बस egg बन के निकलने वाला है ovary से बाहर, yes, endometrium, uterus में endometrium को thick होने बोल देता है. क्यों? Because there will be very much blood supply coming in. Yes, and that blood supply will give nutrition to the growing embryo अगर fertilization हुआ तो, right? So every time this happens, so the endometrium starts to thicken up, then the egg is released from the ovary and that is called as ovulation. ठीक है? So egg is traveling, पूरा ओवी तक ट्रैवल कर लिया, यूट्रस में भी आ गया, यूट्रस में अच्छा खासा इतना मोटा एंडोमेट्रियम का लाइनिंग इज वेटिंग कि हाँ मेरा एम्ब्रियो आएगा एकदम मस्त फर्टिलाइज होके. बट ऐसा नहीं हुआ. क्यों? बिकॉज स्पर्म्स ही नहीं आए. So the sperms आएंगे ही नहीं, there will be no sperms coming into the female reproductive system. Will there be fertilization taking place? The answer is no. Then what will happen? In the absence of fertilization, the egg, which is unfertilized, the endometrium lining, जो बेचारी वेट कर रही थी कि आएंगे मेरे करण अर्जुन आएंगे, I mean embryo आएगा, right? So all of that is given out of the body. The endometrium lining is shed, yes, and that shedding of endometrium lining through the vagina along with the unfertilized egg is termed as menstruation. Is that clear? Is that clear? So just let me know if you understand menstruation. Okay, don't worry, I'll tell you more about it as well. So देखो, as I told you, yes, when the egg is released, there are two options. Either the sperm enter, yes, and they fertilize the egg, and the egg will go and embed itself. So fertilization, yes. And if that does not happen, then what is going to happen? The egg will come, endometrium lining is also all thick, but no sperm, no fertilization. So the endometrium lining along with the egg will be given out the body through the vagina, and that is termed as menstruation. Okay? Yes? Okay. So now look at this. This is exactly how the menstrual blood comes out of the body. Yes? You can see how the ovaries, उसमें से एक egg निकला, fertilized नहीं हुआ, तो with the thickened endometrium lining, as we know, endometrium lining is thick with blood vessels, right? So what is coming out? The blood is coming out along with the unfertilized egg. Is that clear? Okay. Now look at this as, okay, now let's go through all of this one by one. Okay. So the periodic release of ovum from each ovary follows a cycle. मतलब क्या है कि you see we have two ovaries, right? Yes, we have an ovary on the left, we have one ovary on the right. Yes. So now what happens? 1 month the left ovary will release one egg, तो तभी right ovary egg release नहीं करेगा. ठीक है? फिर उसके अगले month left ovary release नहीं करेगा, right करेगा. So there is alternation in every alternate month another, like वो ovary वापस egg release करता है. Exactly. तो पहले left right left right left right. Okay. And if you're wondering कि मैम कभी गलती से ऐसे दोनों भी एक साथ egg release कर देते हैं, yes, that also happens sometimes. Okay. Yes. So let's see. The periodic release of ovum from each ovary follows a cycle. Yes. The uterus prepares for the pregnancy by creating a layer of the endometrium. The endometrium is a soft inner layer with blood capillaries. It has a very, very, very rich supply of blood. The released egg from the ovary moves towards the uterus. Yes. Again, if on the way, if it is not fertilized, the body dispels the egg along with the endometrium. Endometrium के साथ egg को भी बोलती है चल हट, अब तेरा कुछ काम नहीं है इधर पे. So all these debris along with the blood is removed through the vagina, and this is termed as menstruation. Okay. Eggs पहले से ही होते हैं हर्षित. A girl is born with millions of eggs. Cervix का कुछ समझ नहीं आया. Cervix is just understand that cervix is the opening. अगर vagina से किसी को uterus में जाना है, right? So it will have to go through the cervix first. Okay. So it is the thing between the uterus and the vagina. Clear? A small, very small opening. ठीक है. So ये जो menstruation है ना, ये कब शुरू होता है? Yes. Hi J.K. Rowling. Hello. How are you doing? So when a girl experiences menstruation for the very, very first time, it is called as menarche. What is this called as? When a girl experiences periods, when she undergoes periods for the very first time, menstruation for the very first time, that is termed as menarche. Okay? And when a woman has her periods for the one last time, yes, that is termed as the menopause. ठीक है. सो मेनार्च से लेके मेनोपॉज तक जो टाइम पीरियड है ना, मेनार्च से लेके मेनोपॉज तक जो टाइम पीरियड है उसे कहते हैं द रिप्रोडक्टिव फेज ऑफ अ वुमन. ओके, द रिप्रोडक्टिव एज of a woman. Is that clear? See, generally menarche happens when a girl hits puberty, right? So that used to happen around the age of, let's say, 13 or 14, right? But right now in the current generation, the age of menarche has shifted early also. Now even girls of 10 years might also have their periods, might also undergo menarche. Yes. So nowadays with the, see, it's all about the lifestyle that you're following, right? So more unhealthy the lifestyle is, more fat is there in the body, right? So that see, fat is good. Okay, fat is good for the body. पहले क्या होता था? We used to live in those jungles, right? Before we were in Stone Age, we were like, you know, evolving, right? तो पहले food इतने जल्दी मिलता नहीं था, right? So fat was something which was not very easy for the body to get. Yes. So वो time पे ना menstruation was as late as 18 years. A girl, when she reached 18 years, that is when she used to get her first period. That is when she used to undergo menarche. Yes. But जैसे जैसे we evolved, the availability of food increased, right? And then we started gaining fat, and right. So fat is a good indicator that yes, we have enough food that we are going to survive, kind of scenario. And fat is also like a stimulator for the for like the estrogen for the ovary. So menarche starts early. So today, girls as young as 10 years old as well have experienced their periods, that is, they have received their first periods, called as the menarche. Yes. Um, that's right. The age for menopause is around 40, 45, 50, 40, 45, 50. Okay. Tanu. Uh, Unfortunately, Harshit, I cannot, but soon I think I'll be able to. Okay? ठीक है? Now listen to me. अब ये जो menstruation है ना, this menstruation, it does not happen once in a lifetime. ये जो removal of egg and the endometrium lining from the body होता है ना, ये एक like life में एक बार नहीं होता. Yes, it is a monthly thing. Every month this happens. Every month a new egg is released into the body. Every month, yes. So what has happened? Every month अगर fertilization नहीं हुआ तो everything will be like go out of the body, right? So as this is happening on a monthly basis and the same things are getting repeated, so we have termed it as a menstrual cycle. ठीक है? तो अब ये जो cycle है ना, ये cycle है तो इसके कितने days होंगे, right? It will start somewhere, it will end somewhere, it will begin again somewhere, right? So the very first day of the periods or menstruation is also termed as the first day of the menstrual cycle. Yes, this is where what is the first day? The first day is when the bleeding starts, the bleeding of the endometrium lining outside the body through the vagina. Yes. Now, depending from girl to girl, from woman to woman, what are we going to see? We are going to see that these periods or menstruation lasts for around, let's say, 3 to 6 days. Okay. So, average will take 5. Okay. Average will take 5 days. For 5 days, a woman is bleeding. Okay. Yes. Then what happens? Then on the 14th day, डे कहाँ से काउंट करेंगे? फर्स्ट डे ऑफ ब्लीडिंग से हम काउंट करेंगे. व्हेन द पीरियड्स बिगिन, वहां से मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल का फर्स्ट डे बिगिन होता है. ठीक है. सो ऑन द 14th डे व्हाट हैपेंस? ऑन द 14th डे अगेन ओव्यूलेशन हैपेंस. मतलब a new egg is given out of the ovary into the fallopian tube. ठीक है. So now from 14th to the 28th or the 30th day, on the 28th or the 30th day, the egg is there in the system waiting to get fertilized. But if it does not, yes, if the egg again does not get fertilized, then फिर से क्या हो जाएगा? Firstly, the first day will start, and that is the bleeding will start. The first day of periods will start, and that is the first day of the new menstrual cycle. So, on an average, a menstrual cycle is somewhere around 28 to 30 days. Is that clear? Now, what if a woman gets pregnant? तो ये menstrual cycle होगा क्या? The answer is no. As soon as a woman gets pregnant, then the menstrual cycle will stop. Why? Because the egg is fertilized, right? So no ovary is going to release new egg. Endometrium बन गया है, उसके अंदर already एक baby क्या हो रहा है? Grow हो रहा है, right? So no endometrium will be shed. So there will be no menstrual cycle for the 9 months that a woman is pregnant. Is that clear? So this is how a menstrual cycle is. Now over here, I want you to focus on the uterus, okay? So can you see? This is the uterus, and this inside thing, this thick lining that you can see is of the endometrium. Yes, is that clear? सबसे innermost है वो, सबसे innermost is the lining. Can you see? And it can get very thick, so because it has to accommodate the embryo. Clear? Now, I want everyone to look at this. See, on the 15th and the 16th day, the egg is traveling. 17th day also the egg is traveling. Can you see that? 18th also it is traveling. 19th also. 20th also. Then it is just there in the uterus. Can you see? Yes, over here the uterus. In the uterus the egg is there. Just being there. Yes. And then at last at the 28th day, when there is no fertilization, all the lining along with the egg are given out of the body. Yes. So again day 1. Yes. So फिर वापस से there is thickening, then again the egg comes, and then all of that thing happens again. Okay. So menstrual cycle is a monthly cycle. It means that every month, once a girl has hit puberty, once the girl has had her menarche, that is the first period, then it happens for almost lifetime till she achieves monopause or menopause. Okay. Harshit, see, lining has to go out because wo egg is not fertilized, right? So we always want new supply of blood and fresh supply of blood for if a baby is ever conceived. So वो endometrium lining वो egg के लिए थी ना, तो दोनों साथ में चले जाएंगे. Okay. Okay, so I want you to look at this cycle right here, very important. So you can see the first day of the cycle is the first day of the periods. Yes. Then you can see approximately from 5 to 7 days is like an average for a menstruation. Yes. So over here a woman is less fertile. Less fertile matlab even if sperms enter the female body, the chances of pregnancy, the chances of fertilization are very very low. Okay, when I say very very low है, लेकिन there are some ऐसे ना मतलब miracle pregnancies भी होते हैं. ठीक है, मतलब it is least fertile, but nobody said non fertile. समझा? It is least fertile. Fertilization होने के बहुत कम chances है, but 0.1% chances तो है. Are you understanding? Because you do not know what is happening inside the body ever. Okay. Then you see on the 14th day, a new egg is released, right? So that is termed as ovulation. That is when it becomes a very very fertile window. मतलब एक बार egg release हो गया ना, मतलब any time the sperm comes, they will be able to fertilize the egg, right? Then after the 16th to the 28th day, there is thickening of uterine lining, but it is very very unlikely कि conception होगा, कि fertilization होगा. Okay. So this is the entire menstrual cycle, which is a typical of 28 days. Clear? No ma'am, it's 30 to 40. What is 30 to 40? Yadav, as you see, when a woman is pregnant, right? So the body, the progesterone levels are always high. Progesterone is called as a pregnancy hormone, right? If the progesterone level are always high, no ovary is going to release any new egg. Okay, is that clear? So progesterone is called as the pregnancy hormone. There are other hormones also that are at play, but these are the names of the hormones that you're familiar with. That is why I'm telling you this. Okay. Yes, Yadav. Okay, clear to everybody? Okay. So let's move on to the next part of the chapter, and that is the reproductive health. ठीक है, अब ये जो फोटो है ना, इसको ध्यान से देख लो. ठीक है, because over here you can look that if you're not careful about your reproductive health, if you're not careful about how you're going to live your life, how you're going to live your sexual life, right, then this might be where you might land up. Yes. So that's why it's very important to make conscious decisions and to always be aware of every decision you're making, specifically in your sexual life. Okay. So as you can see, the mother and the father, they already, you can by the picture you can see they have very poor living conditions, right? But just try to count the number of babies. Yes, you will see one baby here, one baby here, one baby here. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and one inside the stomach. So I can see 7 babies, right? So if I do not have so many resources, can I produce 7 babies जिनका मैं खुद ख्याल नहीं रख पाऊंगी और आप ख्याल नहीं रख पाओगे? The answer is no, right? So we always have to be conscious. We always have to be aware of every decision that we are making. Okay. Yes. Harshit, 7. Here also we have one baby. Can you see the feet? The father is carrying him like this. Like, chal yaar, tu bhi chal. ठीक है? Okay. So let's move on. When we talk about reproductive health, okay? So when I talk about reproductive health, let's see what are good conditions, okay? Like what are the good things that you can do to take care of your reproductive health, right? So once you are mature enough to engage in sexual activities, we have to always make sure that you're not having multiple sexual partners, okay? Why? Because multiple sexual partners can lead to fungal and bacterial infections, can lead to sexually transmitted diseases, and obviously if you're not doing family planning, if you're not invested in when you should have a child, how many child can you afford to grow them up, right? So as you know, we are already having so much population, so we have to take care of how many babies are actually going to come in this world and which can actually be taken care of, right? So let's jump into it. Okay, so let's start with sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, now bacterial infections like syphilis and gonorrhea are very common examples of sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, this generally happens with people who have multiple sexual partners. Yes, and these syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, these all are the diseases that always spread through sexual contact. Sorry. Common symptoms are sores, pus formation, burning sensation in genitals. Okay, like imagine आपने कभी पिंपल देखा है? पिंपल में से कैसे पस निकलता है, या अगर कोई वूंड होता है, अगर उसमें बैक्टीरियल इन्फेक्शन हो जाता है तो उसमें से पस निकलता है, right? So imagine any sexual transmitted diseases will make that sores and pus formation in your genitals, and that's going to be horrible. And thanks to the generation that we are living in, thanks to the science that we have at the moment, that syphilis and gonorrhea are curable, but there are STDs out there which are not curable. Okay, so let's see that. So remember AIDS. So we have HIV, that is human immunodeficiency, basically this is a virus, right? So now when this HIV virus, when this HIV virus enters into somebody's body, okay, when this HIV virus enters into somebody's body, it can lead to AIDS, okay? अब ये क्या है? What is HIV? Anybody can give me the full form of HIV? Yes. Yes, right? So we have human immunodeficiency virus. When we talk about human immunodeficiency virus, तो as soon as a person contracts HIV, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि उसको AIDS हो गया, ठीक है? Now these are some of the misconceptions that people have. Now when HIV virus gets activated, okay, and then it becomes AIDS, okay? HIV virus का ही AIDS बनता है. But sometimes what happens? Sometimes the virus sometimes the virus also remains dormant. मतलब क्या कि एक person के अंदर HIV virus आ गया है, ठीक है, but nobody like gets regularly tested for HIV virus, तो कभी किसी को पता भी नहीं चलता. कभी कभी तो HIV virus is there in the person's body and it remains dormant. मतलब it does not do anything, it does not harm the individual in any way. It is there dormant for 10 years. इंसान को पता ही नहीं चलता है. Yes. And then we have AIDS when the HIV is active and everything. So we have acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Yes. अब यहाँ पे क्या होता है? यहाँ पे this is where AIDS is not curable. It is still not curable. Why? Because ये जो AIDS virus, the HIV virus, right? It directly attacks your entire the WBC's community, like everything that is protecting your body from the outside bacteria and fungi, like all the other diseases, तो directly तुम्हारे immune system को attack करता है. Yes, so if somebody is directly attacking your immune system, then what is going to happen? You can't do anything. So there are so many AIDS people who die of tuberculosis. Why? Because TB का ये तो है सब जगह, right? But वो easily हमको infect नहीं कर पाता. क्यों? Because our immunity is working. We are not getting diseased, right? But then there are so many diseases that come to a person with AIDS because they are not able to defend themselves. फिर वरना कोई ना कोई disease की वजह से, as their body is not able to cope up, they lead to death. Yes. So AIDS is something that damages the immune system of the body. Yes, but it is not curable. There are medicines available to slow down this, but there are no medicines available to cure AIDS. Is that clear? See, HIV is the virus that is responsible for AIDS, Tanu. Okay? So now, so somebody might be like, yes, okay, fine, I understand all of this. There might be some birth control methods. There might be some methods through which people can indulge into sexual activities and not have a child out of it, so that they are not contributing to the increase in population. Yes. So for that, we have birth control methods. What do we have? We have birth control methods. So in that, the very first one is the barrier method. Then we have the chemical methods, and lastly we have the surgical methods. Okay, so these are the three birth control methods. Okay, so let's see what do we have. The very first one is the barrier method. Okay, so what is this barrier method? Barrier matlab ki you are creating a barrier between your genitals and the other person's genital, right? So the most commonly used and the most known barrier is a condom, right? It is made up of either rubber or latex that creates a barrier between the sperms and the uterus, and thus it prevents fertilization. Yes, so as it is creating a barrier, it comes under barrier method. So condoms are a male barrier method, yes, whereas female condoms are also available and they are called as diaphragms. But in India, they are not much known. Many chemists might not even know about it. So condoms are more common, yes, and both are what? Both are barrier contraceptives. Okay? So condoms are a cover on the penis, while diaphragms are worn inside the vagina. Now remember, condoms also protect from STDs. As you saw, we have these barrier methods, chemical methods, surgical methods, like इतने सारे methods हैं. इसमें से remember this line very much. condoms protect from STDs, that is sexually transmitted diseases, नहीं फैलेंगी from one person to another if a person is indulging in barrier methods. Yes. So now let's move on and see the other ones. Okay. Now let's move on to chemical methods. अभी chemical methods मतलब क्या होता है? Chemical methods मतलब where you're taking some form of chemicals. So it can be in the form of pills or paste or something like that, right? So chemical methods involve hormonal pills for females to stop fertilization. In the sense, there are pills involved. Once you take those pills, the fertilization will not happen because egg is only not released by the ovary. Okay? So these are termed as oral pills, and oral pills prevent the release of ovum or egg from the ovaries. Now, if somebody is not into oral pills, then they can go for vaginal pills that contain spermicides. जैसे हमारे पास कैसे fungicides, वर्मिसाइड्स, पेस्टिसाइड्स होते हैं, राइट, जो फंगस को किल करते हैं, वर्म्स को किल करते हैं, फिर पेस्ट को किल करते हैं. सिमिलरली वी हैव स्पर्मिसाइड्स व्हिच किल द स्पर्म. Hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay, so this is the spermicides that can kill the sperm. Okay. Is that clear till here? Ma'am, cervical caps किसका example है? Cervical caps are again example of like barrier method only because they are creating a barrier between the sperms, right? So they the cervical caps are placed before the cervix basically. So sperms do not enter the cervix. अगर cervix नहीं enter करेंगे तो uterus कैसे जाएंगे? Uterus नहीं जाएंगे तो फिर oviduct कैसे जाएंगे? Right? Okay. Then we have the last method, and that is termed as the surgical method. Okay. So surgical methods are methods of contraception. Yes. I've done that already, Harshit. Guys, did you hear about cervical caps? I've already told you about it. So surgical methods, yes, of contraception are considered safe and permanent. मतलब एक बार ये कर लिया, then there's no going back because why? A surgery is involved. That is why you can't go back on it. Yes. So in males, a small portion of the vas deferens is cut or tied to prevent the sperms from coming out. Yes. So if you see in the diagram, like just beside it, can you see? ये वास डेफरेंस में कट कर दिया, फिर उसको टाई कर दिया, ठीक है. सो अभी टेस्टिस और वास डेफरेंस के बीच में कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है. तो कैन द स्पर्म्स प्रोड्यूस्ड मूव आउट? द आंसर इज नो. सो दिस सर्जिकल मेथड, yes, is termed as vasectomy. What is it termed as? It is termed as vasectomy. Similarly, there's over here you can see vas deferens. Everybody can see the vas deferens. Yes. So now the vas deferens is cut and it is tied so that the testes won't go out. So if the sperms won't go out, so the sperms are not going out, then there will be no pregnancy, unwanted pregnancy. So it is automatically a method of birth control. But the thing is, एक बार आपने vasectomy करा ली तो आप उसको वापस नहीं ले सकते. It's permanent. Okay. Yes. Now, why is it called as vasectomy? Because remember, what is getting cut over here? What is getting cut over here? The vas deferens is getting cut over here, right? That is why it is termed as vasectomy. The vas comes from the vas deferens. Clear? Sorry. Similarly, we have tuberctomy. Remember, these are called as the fallopian tubes. Yes, what are these called as? These are called as the fallopian tubes. So as we are cutting the tubes and we are tying them up, it is termed as tuberctomy. Yes, so where you can see the fallopian tubes have been cut and tied. So any egg that is released will not come out. Yes, and will not get fertilized. Fertilization होने का मतलब ही नहीं है And as a result, what is this going to be? This is going to be tuberctomy. As you can see over here, the fallopian tubes are cut and tied. So no way the egg released can come out and get fertilized. Is that clear? Yes. So अभी तक हमने 3 methods पढ़े, right? So we have understood the barrier method, we have understood the chemical method, and we have understood the surgical method. But remember, only in the barrier method, it is written that it will prevent, condoms can prevent you from STD. Other than condoms, there is nobody in any of those methods that can prevent you from STD. Okay, so no matter what, condoms are a necessity if you want to be safe from any sexually transmitted diseases. Is that clear, everybody? And finally, I will take your doubts. Do not worry, guys. Just let me know. I'll ask you for doubts. That is time when you give me to me. Okay, and lastly, we move on to the Intra-Uterine Contraceptive Device. In the sense, एक device है जिसको uterus के अंदर डाला जाता है. That is what is called as intrauterine, inside the uterine contraceptive device. So इसका short form क्या है? IUCD. It is also called as IUCD, Intra-Uterine Contraceptive Device. So it's a small device that is placed inside the uterus by the doctor, as you can see over here in the diagram. The more IUCD को commonly they also call it as copper T. Yes, why? Because it is made up of copper and releases copper ions. ठीक है? अब ये जो copper ions release होते हैं ना, these copper ions does not allow the implantation of the fertilized egg in the uterus, and as a result, they avoid chances of getting pregnant. Yes, so this provides a long-term protection against fertilization, again having babies, but there is no protection against the STDs, that is sexually transmitted diseases. Okay. Finally, we have the medical termination of pregnancy, that is also called as abortion. Yes, but as we know that abortion can only be done if the pregnancy is harming the fetus. Yes, or it is proving to harm the mother. Yes, also abortion is illegal in India. Why? Because in India there is something called as female infanticide, female feticide that is done. In the sense, people try and get to know the sex of the child, the gender of the child before the child is born. And जैसे ही उनको पता चलता है ना कि लड़की होने वाली है, they go and abort the baby. They go and kill the baby. And as a result, to maintain a sex ratio in India, the government of India had to ban abortion in India based on sex. Right? As a result, आपने देखा होगा YouTube पे, Instagram में, there are so many gender reveal parties happening everywhere in the world. मतलब वो लोग like celebrate करते हैं to get to know which gender it is because it is legal. But in India, it is illegal to know the gender of the child before it is born. Why? Because in most part of India, even today in some parts of India, as soon a girl child is not celebrated, a girl child is not celebrated enough, and some people also go to the extent of killing her inside the womb itself, or as soon as she is born, right? So when a girl child is killed inside the womb itself, an unborn girl child is killed, it is called as female feticide. Sometimes when they do not get to know the sex of the child inside the mother's womb, as soon as the girl child is born, she is killed, and that is called as female infanticide. Yes, so as to bring equal opportunities and give rights to the girls as well, this is banned. Okay, so medical procedures are used to terminate or abort a pregnancy. This is called as the MTP Act again in India. Termination of pregnancy is allowed if it is likely to harm the mother or the fetus. Gender determination and aborting a female fetus in India is banned. Okay, although sometimes it is done illegally in India due to gender bias in the society, and it's a very sad truth. We need to understand that both male and female, a girl and a boy in today's world, have equal chances, have equal opportunities, and can look after the family, and no one is a burden. Earlier, people used to think that girls are burden. Why? Because they have to take care of her, they have to educate her, and she will just go away in some other household. Yes, they won't even reap the benefits of something. The girl won't give them back anything, and all they have to do is give the girl, right? First education, and then marry her off. So much money is involved, right? So girl becomes a burden, and as a result, most people earlier used to kill a girl child even before she is born. So to change this mindset and to bring change in the society, to make them understand that a girl can do as much as a boy can do in today's world, is what our primary goal is, right? And also a way to ensure that girls are given a chance at least to live and prove themselves. That is why gender determination before being born and aborting a female child or female fetus in India is banned. Is that clear? Clear? So, this is it for today's session. Now, if you have any doubts, let me know about it. फिर मैम फिर वो हमेशा उसमें ही रहते हैं, आप समझा नहीं हर्षित, कैन यू प्लीज टेल मी मैम? इस प्रोसेस में अगर हमारा फीटस में गर्ल हुआ तो मतलब कि आफ्टर बर्थ से पहले आई डिड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड योर डाउट तनु, कैन यू जस्ट राइट इट अगेन? Okay, so whatever doubts you have, please let them know. Let me know in the chat section. Till then, I'll tell you some amazing things that are happening on Unacademy. Yes. So guys, as I told you, you can catch me live on the Unacademy app also, and I will see you there at 7 p.m. every day, where you can, like, in real time interact with me using chats and emojis right there. I can watch you, I can see you. Along with that, you can also ask questions in the question tab of any doubt that you have, and I'll be more than happy to answer. You also have live polls option for quizzes, leaderboard, and you can also compete with your friends. Isn't that amazing? Also, you might get some certificates. That's right. So today also at 7 p.m. we have a special class, and yes, you'll get a certificate there. Also, guys, on Unacademy Plus, we have some amazing batches launching up. That's right. And this is the place where we are getting ready to crack our term 2 examinations. So we have quick revision of term 2 happening, we have doubt clearing batch of term 2 syllabus happening, and we have previous year questions happening, right? And you can see here I am taking up your science with other educators like Preksha ma'am, Hardik sir, Aradhana Srivastava ma'am, Vishal sir, Arpit sir, right? We all are coming together to solve your PYQs, because previous year questions repeat hote hain board mein, right? Yes. And also, guys, we have a bugs bounty. That's right. So now, if you're watching any video and you think any content is inappropriate, you can report that particular issue. And if you're the first one to report the issue and the issue is actually there, you can win some exciting prizes. The link is there in the description box below. You can take the form and you can use to report any inappropriate content. Yes. Now moving on, Unacademy में दो type के subscriptions हैं. The very first one is Unacademy Plus and Unacademy Iconic. So Unacademy Plus में क्या होता है? You get all live classes, weekly test होते हैं, you get unlimited access throughout the website, and there are structured courses also available. But then there is Iconic. ठीक है, Plus मतलब अगर एक छोटू सा लड्डू है ना, तो समझ लो कि अगर Plus ना ऐसे फिलिंग है, तो आइकॉनिक पूरा गुलाब जामुन है जिसके अंदर वो फिलिंग है, राइट? बिकॉज आइकॉनिक में देयर आर सम एडिशनल फीचर्स along with Plus. So Plus के सारे फीचर्स आपको आइकॉनिक में मिलते हैं. Along with that, you get a personal mentor who is just there to answer all your grievances regarding exams or 10th standard, or how you want to achieve certain things in life. Along with that, you also have a study planner given to you, which is absolutely customized according to your needs, and is also reviewed every in a bi-weekly manner. You also get study material like specialized notes and practice tests. You get experts coming up and telling you about answer writing, how to give answers, how to make an impact on the examiner, right? All of these things are given to you in exam booster workshops. Your tests are also analyzed on a regular basis. So this is what happens on Plus and Iconic. These are the plans for Plus. These are the plans for Iconic. Yes, as you can see, you can go for 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, 48 months, right? So over here, let me tell you that if you're subscribing for 9th standard, तो आपको 10th, 11th, 12th तीनों क्लास का हर एक सेशन आप देख सकते हो. Yes, if you're subscribing for 10th, then आप 11th और 12th standard की classes भी देख सकते हैं. Yes, if you're subscribing for 12 months, you get a 2 month of extension. That is, you're going to get 12 plus 2. मतलब कि you're getting subscription for 14 months, but you're only paying for 12 months. That's right. And if you're using the code BBLife10, you're going to get a flat 10% discount. So are you even paying for the entire 12 months? The answer is no. And you're getting the subscription for 14 months. Also, guys, as you know that your what is coming up? Your term 2 examinations are coming up, and I know you're in a heat. You're like, यार कैसे होगा? Subjective answers लिखे हुए कितना time हो गया है? Although कैसे करें? Right? So over here you have a 10% off on 3 months of subscription in CBSE class 10. Absolutely, you can use the code BBLife10. So आपको वो सिर्फ इतने का मिलेगा. अगर आप रेगुलरली अनअकैडमी पे सेशंस देखते थे तो आपके क्रेडिट्स भी होंगे, तो ये और कम भी हो सकता है. बट रिमेंबर, ये 3 मंथ के सब्सक्रिप्शन के साथ आपको 1 मंथ एब्सोल्युटली फ्री मिल रहा है. राइट? सो यू आर ओनली पेइंग फॉर 3 मंथ्स, बट you're getting 1 month free along with that, and you're getting a 10% discount using the code BBLife10. So make sure that you're using this offer, because on Plus right now we are solving all your term 2 doubts. We are doing all previous year questions. We are doing one shot videos, everything to take care of everything that might be required for your term 2 examinations. Okay. Also, for one last time, we have Prodigy happening, if I'm not wrong, tomorrow from 12 to 1 p.m. So make sure that you're enrolling. The link is down in the description box below. Do not miss out on it. And while you're filling the form, do not forget to use the code BBLife10. Yes, so this is it for today's session, guys. Thank you so much. Tanu, yes, you can find me on Plus or Special. I can answer your doubt. Yes, तीनों के तीनों मेथड जो मैंने आज बताए हैं, बैरियर मेथड, केमिकल मेथड एंड सर्जिकल मेथड, वो तीनों भी मेथड आपके एनसीईआरटी में दिए गए हैं. Okay, Tanu? Yes, so is that clear to everybody? Do we have any doubts? Okay, guys, so if you like the video, you understood each and every concept, do not forget to share this link with your friends and everybody who will be interested in wanting to know about this topic, learn about this topic. And already there is so much stigma in society around menstruation, reproductive health, so it's very important that we all know about it. Yes. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure that you're subscribing to the channel, hitting the bell notification so that you are notified as soon as I or any other educator is live on this channel. Okay, okay. So like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Till then, take care, guys. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. we have a mini quiz on the chapter How Do Organisms Reproduce. Okay, तो मैं आपको कल मिलूंगी 3 p.m. Tomorrow is a Sunday. I'll meet you at 3 p.m. for a mini quiz. Okay. So thank you so much for coming up, guys, and I hope I solved your doubts, and have a good day. Sayonara. See you today at 7 p.m. on the Unacademy app, because that is when I have my special class. So bye, everybody. Take care. Like, share, subscribe.